Let's move on to Accenture, which is a professional services company providing management and technology consulting services.
Headquartered in Dublin, but if you're wondering where this one comes from, it is relatively well known, but it used to be called Anderson Consulting. So it's the business that split out of Arthur Anderson, the accounting firm, and is now branded and operates under this name out of, well, what did I say?
Dublin.
Dublin, yes.
Are you with us today? Market cap, $76.8 billion, PE of 18.2, dividend yield, 1.9%. Let's have a look at that share price.
Oh, that's a nice looking chart.
It is a nice looking chart. But is it too expensive now, JP?
I don't think so. A big part of this business model, as with a lot of IT consulting businesses, is acquisitions. Just in the last quarter, they made 10 acquisitions. And while this is a people's business, you do have operational gearing because all those people need to be on a payroll. So you have a human resources department, you have a finance department, and there's a lot of synergies, a lot of cost saving from rationalizing and buying other businesses and then getting those cost savings. So Accenture has been on that road.
As long as you integrate them effectively.
Yes, exactly. You need a good culture.
It can be a negative.
It can, correct. But if you're used to that, if you make 10 acquisitions a quarter, you're doing it well, and they have done it well.
Paul, this one doesn't feature in your client portfolios?
We have had a few people inquire about it over time, and obviously it's a share price that does that produces that result. Interesting, it's got this Dublin HQ, but it's a New York listing, and it reports in dollars as far as I know. It doesn't make any difference really. Global operations, but really at the core of their business model, and I think they got to it early, was the idea of software as a service. So instead of like trying to sell technology or software packages and drop and go, they came in early with their corporate clients on the idea that let's structure a deal where we'll work for you over a longer period, and then we will support the product, and then we'll roll it into the next contract.
So they generally, what you're saying here is that Accenture teams really do become part of the furniture.
Like, for example, they will take a company which has fallen a little bit behind in terms of its internal IT systems and design mobile apps for the employees to do things like manage their internal leave cycle.
But then base the Accenture people in the company.
That too. But I mean, they have really told a lot of companies, listen, you don't really need an IT department. We can be your IT department.
So outsourcing what is not core to somebody that obviously operates in that space full time.
A lot of viewers would also know the example of Microsoft Office, which if you go back 2 years and before that, you could only buy, and it cost you 3,000-4,000 Rand to buy Office. Now Office is also a software service where you pay 150 Rand a month. So from a company's point of view, using someone like Accenture, instead of it being in the CapEx budget, it's in the OpEx budget, or vice versa, you can move it around. So there's almost a accounting implication of how you pay for these services, and a lot of companies prefer either the recurring model or the once-off model.
Yes.
One more thing to add, these companies also do high-level management and strategy consulting, which is very high margin, and there what the CEOs are often looking for is someone to come in and tell them what they need to do, who needs to be fired, which business units need to be offloaded. The CEO can probably tell what he wants to do or she wants to do at the beginning, but they want someone from outside to come and tell them so that they can say, well, it's unpopular, but this is what the guys are saying.
But it's an audit on the systems and process, etc., and
exactly.
identifying redundancies.
Now, clearly, to deliver those kind of services, you need industry specialists and you need very well-qualified senior people that have the heft to sit in board meetings and senior management meetings and deliver those difficult messages sometimes.
Hot, not.
I like it as well. Great business model. They've delivered in the past. So hot, yes.
Paul, hot or not?
Yeah, I think we can stay with it. I think the modern business environment requires these kinds of companies, and they've delivered. That share price tells the story.